Hello, hello, and welcome back to City Skylines with Splat. In our last episode, we built this amazing harbor complex for industry and tourism, but in the process, we have created some rail and traffic gridlock. Can we fix our traffic problems and increase our manufacturing capacity all at the same time? Well, let's find out in today's episode. I've gone through our tourist area here and did a little bit of beautifying. So as you can see, we've got some park assets put in over here to make like a little beach area with some volleyball and some little cafes and things for people to enjoy to go along with our hotel skyline here. And over here in our little fishing village type setting, I went ahead and put in another park for people to enjoy. And I started to make use of these new little assets that I picked up on the workshop. These are really cool. There's a whole big set of these planters that have all kinds of different styles and things to them. And I thought they were really, really cool. And I went ahead and made a little sitting area for people over here, which I really, really enjoy. And then over here by our marina and hotel that we put in our last episode, I went ahead and threw in some sand, threw in some rocks, some trees and things, and made it look a little bit more inviting as well. So this is all starting to look really, really nice. Unfortunately, not everything is sunshine and roses. If you remember correctly in our last episode, when I left you, we had completely wrecked our train network. We were just basically trying to put through too much stuff, I think, through too small of an area. And these trains are backed up forever and ever and ever and ever. And they're backed up over here and they're backed up here and they back up to the airport. And they back up over here, and then they back up over here by our another cargo, and they back up over here by our passenger train, and they go into the tunnel, and then they pop up over here, and when we get over here out of the tunnel, they're backed up again, and they back up down this bridge, and they back up across over here, and then they back up over here, and they back up all the way to the edge of the map. We have a problem, and this needs to be fixed because it's destroying my economy and destroying my city. I tried to do a little bit of fixing already. I picked up this little 4-lane or quad train track, which I used here to connect to this split. And then I actually created 2 side-by-side tracks, one that would go off into this tunnel to feed the rest of the city and one that would come up here to this area. But as you can see, that didn't quite cut it. So for this little episode that we were doing, oh gosh, they're everywhere. So for this short little episode, this is going to be focusing on fixing our rail network and seeing if we can get some upgrades made to our public transportation to help out, because the vehicle traffic is actually starting to get a little bit bad as well. So let's crack on with trying to get this fixed, shall we? So the first thing that I think we should look at is this train station that we put in for our new harbor area. It's a good idea, and as you can see, there's lots and lots of people that want to use it, but the problem is, even if we stick in here, these trains are all stuck, and I think what's happening is that there's just too much cargo train traffic pushing through here, and so the passenger trains are not allowed to get in and out of the station, and this is blocking everything up. I wanted to set these passenger trains to only use the outside rails and let the middle area be like a pass-through, but there's a mod that allows you to choose specifically which track you want the stop to be assigned to, but that mod has not been working for me. It was causing all kinds of crashes, and I'm wondering if it's maybe just not been updated for the airport DLC, and so we're gonna have to think of something else. So I've been watching this for a while, and it appears that trains are getting stuck in this station because it's just not working with a bypass. So what I think I'm going to do is actually remove this station and replace it with this one here, the elevated bypass train station. I really like this station, but it's just not working with what I want to do. There's also so let's go ahead and take it out and see if we can go ahead and swap these over, and maybe the bypass will help the trains get through. So as much as I hate it, you are going to go away. And we're gonna get rid of you. And we'll get rid of you. And we'll bring in this elevated station. We're gonna drop it in right there on that road. Oh, that was the ground one. I want the elevated one. That was silly. Yep, and that's just gonna go right there. You know what, we'll put you back in a second. All right. Put these, get rid of you. And we'll put you back in, but we'll put you in over here. Good enough for now. Okay. So now we need to connect our train tracks in. Elevation, like that. And like that. All right, let's turn that back on. These guys, all these cargo trains should just be going in the middle now. All right, let's clear some of this out. So apparently we're getting all plugged up right here. So I wonder if I could fit another track in along there for the passenger trains to use. Let's give that a try. So we're gonna get rid of you. We're gonna grab you. We're gonna go like that. We're gonna turn this off. Good. And we're gonna go like this. All right. Can we squeeze this in here without messing too much stuff up? I think we can. Gonna have to show some dedication to our craft. Okay, we'll bring that in like that. And let's see if giving those trains a little more space to try and line up to where they need to go helps out our problems we're having. Squeeze all these tracks together. Don't think I want to do that there. Excuse me. I want to be able to see what I'm doing, if you don't mind. Try bringing that in like that, and let's see if adding in an extra path for these trains makes a difference. This might be working. Because now those passenger trains are not reliant on those to come through. Oh yeah, I gotta put my park back together. Let me do that while we're waiting. Here. Get rid of you. Close enough. Okay, so now these guys are just waiting for these to come zipping out of here. Wish they would go the other way. But this seems to be making a difference. Now, why are these guys stopped way back here? So So this is all still backed up. But I think it's just a result of that area up there being all squished together. But at least we're getting the passenger trains to start moving through a bit. What about the harbor? Suppose we could give each of these their own track. We could try that. But eventually they're still going to get chopped up down here when they all decide they got to go different ways. But we'll take this one step at a time. Because they're coming out of here and they're trying to do this silly crossover thing, which I don't want them to do. So let's give this a go by using our parallel train track tool. All the way down here, we're going to create a parallel train track like that. And I wanted that to actually be an elevated piece, so we're going to go like this. And then that is going to each connect. So what I need these to do is actually move over now. And then we're just going to tie these back into here. All right, so each one has their own. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. Well, it seems to be working a bit. We're slowly getting all these things. I'm gonna let this thing run for a while and see if this helps. So having let this run for a little while, it appears that adding in the 2 train tracks here to split up all of those cargo trains, adding in the bypass station here so the cargo trains can just go through without waiting on the passenger trains, and then coming over here, I added in an extra track that runs along here, and I extended this track out even farther so that the passenger trains can get farther away from the station before they merge into the main track and continue on their way. And after letting it run for a while, it seems like we have everything pretty much running smoothly again. But that doesn't mean that we're done. We still need to do some public transportation stuff. So I have not done any metro or anything out into these suburbs here. And I think that's going to help with some of the car traffic and the train traffic that we're having. And I also would like to run the metro all the way down and put some stuff in here to this tourist area and this little suburb division over here, because I'm going to be putting in more of the unique factories over here to match up with our industrial harbor, and we're going to be doing some more stuff in this area as the episodes progress. So let's take a moment and think about how we want to do our metro. So if we take a look at our metro right now, we have our little transfer station that we set up here where a lot of our bus routes are coming in and dropping people off. And that lets people connect into our metro hub here that goes north and south and east and west. And we've got a loop that covers the north part of our city up here. We have a loop that covers the south part of our city and goes around here, but we don't have anything that connects over here. And we don't have anything that connects down here. And I think we're going to need a new hub because our city is definitely going to start moving this direction. We're going to be filling up this area in here, and we're going to start filling up this island over here as we make our way over to this beachfront area to decorate that out. And so I was looking through some of the hubs that we have here. We have an inner city bus hub. We've got the metro bus hub. We've got the metro intercity bus. We've got metro train. We have a multi-platform end station where we could bring tons of trains in. And I think we might be using that a little bit later, but not right now. We got a multi-platform train station, which we don't necessarily need. And we have a ferry and a bus exchange stop, which is going to become very useful later on. We got the metro monorail train. We've got a monorail bus. And we got the airports, which we don't need. But if we look in our content creator pack, we have this thing here, the Metro Plaza Station. And I like this thing because, as you can see, it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different platforms that we can use for Metro. And I think what I want to do is I want to build that right here in this triangle so that we can build a loop that runs off of this metro station and goes up into this part of the city. We're going to have one that goes down into this area here, and then we're going to have a bunch that connect over here, maybe some that go up into here, and we can have some that come over here as well. And this is going to feed into our area, and we can build a nice big transportation hub right here in this little triangle area. We can put in buses here. We can get the metro station put in here. We can even hook into the train if we need to and have a spur come off to collect that way. We can do a monorail if we need to. We have all kinds of options that we can do. So we're going to build that thing right here. And what we're going to focus on today is getting our metro laid out. So to do this, I'm going to have to put a road down. I'm just going to pick any old road for now. And we can use the Move It mod later to put this thing where we want it exactly. And I'm going to click on this and we're going to drop it in right there. And now we have this thing put in, and I really like the way this thing looks. I know this is, I'm not the first person to use one of these. I'm sure you guys have seen these before, but this is just a really, really cool metro station, and I really, really like it. And I think what I want to do is have the 3 platforms at the bottom kind of angling to a northwest by southeast direction, because I think we're going to have one that goes up here, one that's going to come over here, and we're going to have some that comes over this way, like just a big loop, or goes back and forth. I haven't decided yet. And then we're not going to use many going this way. So I think we're going to grab our Move It mod. We're going to highlight all of this, and we're going to rotate it until we have them going the direction. All right, so I think we're going to go this way. Which is going to give us more route options closer to what we want. Yeah, just like that. So let me pause it. And let's work on getting this all put in the way we like it. So I'm going to need to bring a road, connect these 2 junctions. So let's just do that really quick. Okay, and I think we're ready to start trying to figure out where we want our metro to go, because this buildup is going to happen later. This is just going to be a hub for now. So let's grab our metro tracks. Where do I want some metro stops? Do I want to use any of the fancy metro stations that come? I really like this sunken island one. And this one's kind of neat too, the elevated one. And elevated would match what we're doing over here, because to me, if I'm thinking about it, being this close to the ocean, it doesn't make sense to have a lot of stuff buried too close to the coastline. I live in, well, I don't right now, but I used to until about a year ago. I lived in a harbor town, a very large harbor town, one of the largest harbor towns in this part of the world. And we have a fairly convenient metro line that runs all over the place. And one thing I've noticed is that they don't actually have too many underground metro stations out by the coastline. And I think that's because of the fact that the water levels are, so high. and they don't want to get into that. So I think if I pull a road off of here, I could put this line right here next to the water. Okay, I can do that. Like so, and that's going to bring that out here. We can decorate that up in a bit. Now let's grab our metro tracks. And let's bring that around. Across here. And then we're going to drop it down. Okay, so our metro is going to come in there. Going to swing around over to here. Beautiful. Let's grab our metro line again, and this time we're going to run. Do I want to put one over here and have that be a double? I do, I think, actually. I want that to curve around. Maybe follow this right here and stop nearby a train station. Let's put an underground metro station in over here. I want to keep it off of the main drag. Can I put it right there? Do I have enough space? Is that going to bother anybody? There's houses here. That's going to be awful noisy. Okay, I will put it over here and they can use that walking path. Okay, so that means we got to move this around. Alright, so we're going to have a stop here, we're going to have a stop here, it's going to feed this, this stop is going to feed all this, and that stop is going to feed all of that. So let's put in our line. Create a new line, go here, here, go here, and complete the line. Nice. We shall call this Harbor Line, and we'll make it a nice sunny yellow, and we'll just leave it as a regular old line. Okay, vehicles, who knows how many we need, but that will get that going. All right, so now let's drag our stops up here. Let's just go ahead and get one of those put in. I might have to anarchy that in. We'll add it right there, and we'll see if that counts when I turn the game on. Yep, I think we're going to do one here. And we're going to do one here. Okay, now that I actually have everything put together, let's set up our metro line. Alright, so starting here, going here, continuing here, to here, to here, to here, here, to here, and back to here. And we shall call this OR Line 1, because that goes to the OR place, and I will remember that. And now you want to have another one. We're going to create a new line that starts here and goes back the other way. Well, okay, that was like trying to pull teeth from a turtle. I had to rebuild my metro station several times. I had to rotate it around a bunch of times. I had to go to the official forums and figure out what was going on, because this is an actual downloadable DLC thing that Colossal Studios themselves have actually released. And basically nobody knows why these upper platforms do not always allow you to connect all of the lines, but after some finagling and fighting, I finally managed to get it done. So now we have a loop that goes all the way around our new area up here and has an area here where people can make a transfer to the other station if they want. And I'm also going to, I was thinking about putting in another one nearby here. I think they're gonna be able to transfer to that if they need to. They can also catch buses if they need to. There's several bus stops nearby these stations. Brings them down here, they can transfer and go down to the harbor area. It is a beautiful thing. So let's go in here and make sure that we've got this one over here put in so that people can make their transfer. That was by the airport. Yeah, this one here. So we want to give them a direct walking path from there to there. So let me grab my paths. And let's use this dual bike. Yeah, we'll use the dual bike and footpath. I really like that one. And we're just gonna go like this, and we're just going to follow this up here. Just like that. So people can get off of this metro, they can come down here, and they can hook up with this metro down in this area. And that is perfection. Great. So all we gotta do is turn this on and let it run for a while and make sure that we're getting everything that we need. So as you can see, we have our metro station put in and we got all of our lines connected finally, and people are coming and going and they're changing lines and they're going to different places. And we now are able to get, they're flying up to the platform apparently, and we are able to get people down here via mass transit. So we've got some bus lines set up, we have the rail network set up, and we've got the metro. So now it is time for us to start filling in the rest of our harbor area to get it all completed. If we hop over here and take a look at the harbor area, we have the little fishing village here in the middle where people are living. And on the other side of our train station, we have a empty spot that I want to use to put in some unique factories and warehouses to feed into the cargo harbor a little bit more. I was thinking about this with the tourism area and the cruise ships that come in and out and people that go, and we have this beautiful metro stop here that I went ahead and took a little bit of time and detailed out with some palm trees. I took some tropical foliage and filled this all in to give it some color. I put in some flowers. I love these little garden tier things that I got off the Steam Workshop. We put in a walking path that brings people over here. I put in some boardwalks with a little bit of restaurant action and things, and put in a dock. And this is just looking so nice and sharp, and it kind of has that, you know, Florida feel to it, or that beach resort feel to it. So I'm thinking what would be cool over here would be our own little version of Disney World. What if we put an amusement park in over here for people to enjoy in the tourist area? An amusement park right off the highway that fills in all of this space right here. I think that would look really, really cool. And that is what we're going to do. So to get started, we're going to go do some of our unique factories first. All right, so based on the resources that we currently have access to, we have forestry, we have ore, and we have farming. And that is going to give us what we need for 2 of these unique factories. We have the ability to produce the industrial steel plant, which is going to be taking metals, which we're getting from our ore area, to produce steel. And we can produce the lemonade factory because we're going to be taking crops and glass and producing that. Everything else requires some kind of petroleum oil product, and we do not have that set up yet. So we're gonna set these 2 up, and I think that's perfectly fine because if you look at the size of these things, this is going to take up a lot of the space that we have already anyway, due to the warehouses and things being added. So let's pause the game, and let's take a look at where we would like to put these in. I think we're going to want to have some different ways to access these plants. We sure want to have a road that comes off here, but I would like to take something, an overpass over this train track and connect to that roundabout as well. So perhaps we can go ahead and put that in first by clicking. We're going to choose that 4-lane, and I'm going to set this to that, and we're just going to go up and over right here. All right, so cars can come into here and they can get on the highway that way. They can come over here. We are going to bring this road farther through. A little something like that. Now, does that need to be a 4-lane road here? Does it, does it, does it? I don't think it does. I think we can bring that down to 2 lanes along here and just match up what we're doing. And just bring this out a little farther. Just tie that into the side. And I think that'll be just fine. Yeah, something like that. These things are enormous. Where do I want to put it? This is going to be the hardest one to fit in. So I'm just going to drop it in for now, like this, and we'll use the Move It mod. Figure out where exactly I want this thing to go. Okay, I want it facing the other way, I think. And we're going to squish it up in here as far as we can without messing up what we've got going on. Pull you down right up to the road. We're going to pull you down this way, and I don't want to see any ground poking through the key wall. Looks like that's about where we're going to get. And that should work to bring this down and connect in. So let's do that. I'm just going to move this over. Oh, I don't want to move everything. It's the road. Do that. Okay, and then we'll bring this around. Good enough. All right, so I'm thinking we'll put some warehouses in here, and we'll have this thing, yep, that's gonna work there. And then the lemonade stand, or factory as it were, can go along the coastline down here on a different road. So let's get another piece of road, and I can come through and upgrade these roads into something else if I want later. And let's just drop that in like that, and let's grab our lemonade factory, not a lemonade stand, it's a little bit bigger than that. And we're gonna drop that in there. We're gonna use our Move It mod. And I think I like the idea of it being along the coastline. So I'm gonna smooth this back a bit. Yeah, the train tracks can be up on a bluff, that's fine. All right, and we're gonna grab all this and we're gonna bring it down this way. I like the idea of it backing up against the train tracks because we're not gonna put anything in there else anyway. Put that there. That gives us space in here to put other things. We can bring this key wall around to kind of balance this out a little bit. Oop. Jumpy, jumpy, skippy, skippy. And that way, if we want, we can put a barge deal here, and we can bring a, somehow, we might have to flatten some stuff out and make like a little landing, or perhaps up here closer to the airport, or maybe we could hook in somewhere over here. I know this is gonna be oil here, and this is also oil here. So we might be able to get a barge actually to go back and forth and move goods around. So that'll also reduce some of the traffic. All right, so for this roadway, we're gonna go straight out. Okay, so we're gonna choose some warehouses to put in here. And I like the idea of using these container warehouse skinned things because I think it's just gonna look really cool. It's gonna fit in really well with the harbor design. So we're just gonna put a bunch of these in right along here. And we're gonna set these for the goods that we need. So this thing needs metals and it produces steel. So one of these is gonna be balanced for metal. The other one is also gonna be balanced for metal because I want this guy to be able to call metal in whenever he wants it. And then balanced for unique factory products and balanced for more unique factory products. There we go. And as those fill up, those are gonna get more containers and they're gonna look really, really neat. All right, so now we can grab our road, straight line, across, connect in. Let's grab some more cool warehouses just to fill in. Oh, I know what we need here. Actually, this factory is gonna need some parking. Let's go ahead and put some parking back in here. Okay, so I have got a parking lot put in for the warehouse. It's got these cool little planters that I really love. I'm falling in love with these things. There's so many different designs of them that you can put around your city. I have got, these are just decorative warehouses here. I picked up a pack of warehouses that don't serve any purpose. You can't put anything in there, but they work as like a park asset. They're just decorative to look at, and I thought they would be nice here just to put into this area. I think maybe to finish it off, we're just gonna quickly fill this in with concrete so that they look right. As this is industrial area. There we go. The surface painter tool. We might put some stuff back here later, but for now, I think we're okay with this. And so this is a nice frontage area for the steel mill. I might bring some more decorative things out front. Maybe looks like maybe something, maybe put in like a Rico office building as like an administrative center or something, but we'll see. All right, so let me take a look here at what we can do with the lemonade place and get some parking put in, get it decorated up, make it look nice, and I will be right back with you guys. All right, I got the lemonade factory put in as well with a parking lot off to the side with the train tracks going over it. I put some warehouses and some crop storage out in front. I did grab the printing press, which I currently have turned off because we don't have any plastic, but I just needed something to make the power jump across, and I knew we were going to put another factory in here anyway. I've grabbed a couple little ploppable assets just to put in there as well to fill in some space. And as we get more industry built up, we're going to bring a few more warehouses in here, and we're just going to turn this whole thing into a nice producing space. So the only thing left to do now is to turn everything on and let this run for a bit and see if we're doing okay. So I'm going to watch this and then we'll come back to it. All right, so I've let this run for a little while to see how things are going. And as we can see, our industrial steel plant is making a profit, pushing out the steel. I cranked it up to 150. It seems to be able to keep up with all the metals, which is good because one of the problems I often have with these things is that they are always short of goods, but having all these warehouses nearby seems to have given it enough backup. These things are working in really well. They're filling up with metal, and I've seen trucks going back and forth from these warehouses to the factory, which is exactly what I want to see. And we even got unique factory goods filling up these things, and they're going to start selling off and make even more profit. Over here at the lemonade factory, we've got crops and glass coming in at a nice rate. It's staying full, and we're producing a profit. So I've cranked it up to 150. We are filling up our glass and storage here, and it's keeping up with the thing. The crops are keeping up with the factory as well. and everything is looking amazing. Once we get the oil going, we'll be able to turn this thing on and make even more money. I love how this is turning out so far. We've still got some green space here in the middle, but we're gonna go ahead and fill that in later with some different types of industry and stuff just to help our commercial area out and make sure that we've got all the goods that we've got going. The traffic hasn't really been that bad. I think because we have these cargo hubs nearby, they're able to bring in, I've seen them bringing in loads of wood, and I've seen them bringing in loads of ore, and I've seen crops coming in on the trains. So I think that what they're doing is they're bringing in by train the goods that I want. They're dropping them off here, and then they're getting brought in by vehicle into the warehouses. And that's exactly what I want, because I didn't want cars and trucks filling up the highway trying to go back and forth. So this is working a serious treat. I'm very, very happy with how that's going. This turned into an excellent build. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe so you don't miss as I add on to the City of Odyssey in the future. That's all I've got time for today, so until next time, I'll catch you guys later.